Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Jennifer Kwapis podcast. I'm so glad you're here with me today. I've been carrying kind of a heaviness lately, and if you've been questioning your choices, doubting your progress, or wondering why life feels a little harder than maybe it should, then this episode is for you. Because today, I want to take a minute to slow down, breathe, and reflect. We spend so much of our lives rushing towards what's next that we rarely pause to see what already has happened. I want you to think about something for a second. You are living a dream that you once had. Yep, the life you're living right now, messy, imperfect, beautiful, exhausting, full of a to do list and all the chaos. This life is the life you used to pray for. You've already accomplished so much, even if it doesn't feel like it today. All right, friends. So I have to ask, has anybody been watching the Monster series on Netflix? Yep. You know the one about Ed Gein, the inspiration to the movies Psycho, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think there's like seven. But, anyways, if you haven't watched it, I would highly recommend if you are anything like me and love anything true crime, murder, serial killer documentaries, or interviews. It is quite the series of shows. And so this is actually the third series that Netflix has done. The first one was on Jeffrey Dahmer. The second one was on the Menendez brothers who murdered their parents. And now this is the third one, Monster, on Ed Gein. But I have to say, I watch shows like this all of the time. And this one, for whatever reason, has got me a little jumpy and looking around dark corners. In fact, I damn near had a heart attack the other day. I went out to my car to start it and it wouldn't start. Fun story. I'll circle back to that one. So I came back in the house and went into our bedroom, which was pitch black. And I thought my husband was still asleep in bed. So I quietly, as I came in, said, "Hey, babe." And he responded, "Yeah, what's up?" Standing literally a foot in front of my face. And I gasped, like all of the air in my body left. And I fell over on the bed and was like, and we both were cracking up. And then to put the cherry on top, he responded with, "Gotcha," which, if you know, you know. And if you don't know, when you watch the series Monster, the first episode, I believe it is, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. But yeah, so nearly had a heart attack. Now, I'm typically a very jumpy person, so it's no surprise that it scared me, but I did not see him at all. The room was black and he was standing right here and responded very loudly in true fashion. So, um yeah, you almost lost me. Almost lost your girl this week. But circling back to the car not starting, we took our trip. We went to Florida with our friends, had an absolute blast. We had a center council boat that with a captain that took us out on the ocean to check out these awesome sandbars. We did a little bar hopping, gawked at some multi-million-dollar homes that are out there. Wish I could knock on the door and ask these people what they do for a living because these homes were just incredible. But of course, when you come home, there is vacation tax to be paid. And this time it was that my car battery died while my car sat in the driveway, which we were only gone for 4 days. And now to rewind, there were several signs that I needed a new battery in my vehicle. Now that we've done some research, or Drew's done some research, my radio acting up and like acting like a ghost, like switching screens and stuff, I guess, is a sign that your battery is on its last leg. Also, I told my husband like a week or so ago that it was sounding a little funny when it started. Like there was a delay when I'd pushed the button and had my foot on the brake. But that all was all very true and right on point because it did not start when I got up to go to work on Tuesday. So, anyways, thankfully it was just a battery and my lovely husband replaced it and all is well. But wanted to share that exciting story with you. Also, moving on to my new section that I'm calling You're Doing Better Than You Think. Here's where I'm at. I'm already feeling the stress of the holidays. Anybody else out there feeling that? And like, why? Why am I like that? Why are we like that? Like the holidays are supposed to be this awesome, fun, exciting time, magical for the kids. You create all the magic. Love watching them experience all of the magic that you're creating, getting together with family and having great meals and welcoming them into your home. Just all such awesome, wonderful things and everything that I'm all about, but I'm already stressed. Like, do I have enough money for Christmas presents and hosting? And what is the menu going to be? Do I need new dishes, new silverware? I never bought a new Christmas tree on the off season because I wanted a bigger one for my living room. Do I have enough decor? Just all the things are already starting to get so loud inside my head. And so I was talking with one of my girlfriends, and she gave me the fabulous idea to start putting cash in an envelope every single paycheck to start saving for Christmas. And so this is already on my January's goal list to do next year. Every paycheck, cash in an envelope, hide the envelope away. And so at the end of the year, when all of these stresses and anxieties about the holidays start to creep in, hopefully having that little cash stash tucked aside will be one less thing that I have to worry about, that I have anxiety about. I think it's going to work. So I'm sharing that with you because I think it's a great idea and maybe you will too. Also, what else are we talking about? Oh, so if you've tuned in to the last episode or two, I was talking about how I purposely killed my flowers because I was so over taking care of them. Yeah, well, it didn't last long. I couldn't stand that my house was completely bare because, as I shared with you, we don't have the front landscaping done. So the only thing I have for color are the flower boxes and beds in front of the garage that we have mulch in. And so I cracked and I went and bought mums and planted them in front of the house. And while it looks so nice, I am back to going out there to water the flowers daily. Yay. Um, also came home and speaking of vacation tax, not my husband, my son, who is a mini version of my husband, my son had like 5 missing assignments. And his binder was an absolute shit show again already after I've organized it. And now pausing to say, God bless teachers, because truly, you guys are incredible. This teacher has given him a beautiful binder, which is nicely labeled with pockets and folders for everything his morning work, his scholastic news articles, his homework, things he still work. Just, it's so well organized. And all Reed does is shove everything into the back pocket of this binder. And we did find some of the missing assignments shoved in said back pocket of this binder. So luckily, this teacher was more than willing to allow him to turn them in. She also was right on top of my email, which I'm sure has to be so annoying to receive, saying, "Hey, excuse me, Miss So and so. I see Reed's missing these assignments. Could you please send them home with him so I could work on them?" That has to be so annoying. Like, sure, let me take time out of my day to regenerate something that they already should have taken care of and that I've provided to them once. And I appreciate you. And I'm thankful because I know that that email was annoying to get. And you still sent him on his way with all of the things that I asked for. And I'm sure I'm not the only one asking for it and sending those annoying emails. So thank you, teachers. Also, anybody has any tips or suggestions on how to get the boy organized and into keeping his stuff straight would be greatly appreciated. Come on the podcast, share with us all how we go about this because man, do I understand now why there are high school graduation parties. It's not for the kid. It's for the parents like me who are pulling their kids along every step of the way to try and get them through school. My son's only in 4th grade, so I know it's gonna be a long road ahead. And the party will be absolutely necessary. So, I get it. I get the parties now. Also, I have to share, if you haven't tuned into last week's episode, get caught up, jump in on that episode, but I was talking about the WWJD bracelets that another one of my dear friends came up with a great idea of bringing back, and I bought them in bulk. I've put pictures on my socials of this bulk pack that I bought and provided a link. So if you too want to jump on this bandwagon, you can buy the bracelets too. They are so cool. And the little card with the saying that talks about the bracelet that comes with each and every one is just so awesome. But yeah, I'm loving seeing my kids walking around wearing them. I'm hoping that I start to see when their friends come over that maybe their friends are wearing them. But admittedly, someone that is walking around wearing them is my husband, Drew. And I have very much been enjoying that. And I'm sure it's sacrilegious to say this, but it's kind of been a turn on. Am I messed up in the head? Am I turned on by this bracelet? Because I'm like, come here, you little God loving boy. Let me show you some love. Maybe it's just because I'm turned on because it's just yet another way that he's supporting me and showing his support. So let's go with that. We're going to go with that one. Anywho, moving on to what our topic is about today, and that is doing some reflection and giving yourselves some credit. Because here's the thing, we don't give ourselves enough credit. We're always looking at the mountain still ahead instead of looking at the one that we just climbed and are standing on top of. Because if I asked you to think back 5 or 10 years from today and ask you what you were dreaming about then, I guarantee you all or part of what you were dreaming of is true in your life today. You know, having kids, owning a home, finding a partner, landing the job, starting your own business, or even just having a little more peace in your life. And look at you now. You have survived the things you once thought might break you. You have grown through seasons that stretched you thin, and you have learned lessons you couldn't have been taught any other way. You've probably lost people that you loved and cared about and couldn't imagine living a day without. Maybe you struggled through fertility to have and love and kiss on the babies that you tuck into bed every single night now. Maybe your marriage was a struggle and you were unsure if you made the right choice marrying your spouse, or perhaps you went through divorce, being a single parent. There are so many struggles that we all have gone through and been through and have learned from at this point in our life. And so often we stop and forget to say, wow, like I made it. I'm here. And listen, maybe life doesn't look exactly like you pictured it, but I promise there are pieces of today that were on your heart years ago. And God has a funny way of weaving those dreams into our reality in ways we don't always expect. So now let's also talk about something. Let's talk about that feeling we get sometimes when it seems like everyone around you is doing better than you. And you know what I mean. You scroll through social media and someone's building their dream house or has a Pinterest perfect kitchen. Another person is launching a business or very successful in a business that they've started. Someone else is on vacation again. And you're like, that's cool. I'm just over here picking up dog poop again. But friends, you've been in tough places before and you found your way through them. Every single time you have figured it out. You have walked through doors you didn't even know existed. You made things happen with what you had, even if it wasn't much. So why would it be any different now? If you found your way through it before, you'll find your way through it again. And God hasn't stopped working. He's still walking right alongside you. And while it may look like other people are racing ahead, remember this: there is no behind when you're walking in your own purpose. You are exactly where you need to be. And I'll be honest with you, reflection isn't something I do a lot because when I do it, my brain she's not always very nice. And I begin to spiral. I begin to spiral and question everything. Have I made the right choices? Should I have taken the other job? Should we have built this house? Should we have sold the camper? Should I have let the kids sign up for travel sports? Or should I have left those weekends opened for family? Did I say the right thing? Did I save enough money? Do the people I love know how much I love them? It's like my head just goes out of control with second guessing every decision I have ever made. But here's what I've realized, and you probably have too: it's not productive. Self doubt, in fact, is the killer of productivity. It will keep you stuck in the past instead of living in the present. Because deep down, I know I've got this. I know that following my gut, even when it didn't make sense to other people, was me listening to my calling. I know that every decision, right or wrong, has led me here where I am today. And you know what? Honestly, I'd rather walk through the wrong door than spend my life staring at the right one, wondering what would have happened if I would have just tried. I only get one life, and so do you. And I refuse to waste it letting fear or regret take the driver's seat. So when we stop and look back with gratitude, it changes everything. It shifts anxieties about tomorrow into peace about today and where you're at. So take a deep breath. Seriously, when you get there and you're having all those second guesses or that anxiety is creeping in, wherever you are, stop and take a deep breath. Now think about what you have: the people you love, the home you've built, the lessons you've learned, the moments that have made you stronger. These are blessings. They're not accidents. They are not coincidence. They are pieces of your life that you have built and shaped for you and your family. So, if you're doubting your choices or feeling like you're behind, remind yourself you are exactly where you need to be. Doors have opened for you in the past, and new ones will open again, no matter how heavy today might feel. And one day, not too far from now, you'll look back at this exact season and realize you were living the dream you are dreaming today. I want you to stop and feel proud right now. Proud of how far you've come, proud of what you've accomplished, proud of the person that you've become. You have shown up for yourself and your family more times than anybody knows. You have done hard things with a smile on your face and tears in your eyes. You've learned, adapted, and kept going even when it felt like everything was working against you. And that's not small. That's strength, girls. That is strength. So today, I want you to take time to reflect the right way. Don't spiral. Don't rush to fix and improve or compare. Just look back with gratitude and look ahead with hope, because you are already living proof that dreams do come true and you are not done dreaming yet. All right, friends, if this episode hit home for you, take it as your reminder to pause and reflect. Maybe tonight after the kids go to bed, sit with a tea, a cup of coffee, your favorite beverage, and write down 3 things you're proud of. Big or small, it doesn't matter. And I don't even care if you don't write them down, but please think about them. Thank God for your blessings that you once prayed for. And then thank yourself for putting in the work, because I promise you, you are not finished writing your story. You are living the dream you once had. You are walking towards the dreams that you have now. So breathe, reflect, and trust the process. You got this. Thanks for hanging out with me today on the Jennifer Kwapis podcast. If this encouraged you, please remember to share it with a friend who could use this reminder too. And until next time, keep loving, keep leading, and remember, you're doing better than you think. We'll see you next time.